Planet Magazine.
Also known as Wednesday 13.
Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Welcome to the video. Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
You're listening to Brutal Planet.
Hey, what's up, everybody? CJ Pierce here from Drowning Pool, and you're listening to Brutal Planet Media right here. Get yourself.
Hey, I'm Steve from Within the Ruins, and this is Brutal Planet.
Good day, Brutal Planet. This is Eric, and today I'm joined by A-TRON from the band DAMPF.
Wonderful. Hi, Eric.
Good, how are you doing?
I'm fine. And hi to the rest of you.
Yes, it's good to have you on.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me on.
I've tried for the last 2 years to get an interview with you, and it's just never worked out.
That's sad, but
Yeah,
here we are.
I mean, but
here we are.
So who cares? I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
I was going to try to do one with you. I went to Sweden Rock this year.
Yeah.
And, it just never worked out, but I got to see you live, which was amazing for me.
Oh, that was cool. You know.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
That was a fun show. A bit. You know, usually I'm not nervous, but that show, you know, it's meant the world to us that we could be there. We were invited to this huge festival. You know, it's one of the biggest we have in this part of the world. You know.
Yeah.
And they said it's going to be 2,000 to 4,000. I think we had in the end, the last song was 7,000 or 8,000 or something.
Yeah.
And usually I have a couple of drinks before to, you know, calm down. But there was so much lyrics with this with the show and the new songs and everything. So I just decided, no, I don't. I go for water, you know. But there was 3 songs left, and I had 1 glass of wine. I was like, yeah. You know, I was
you were like
nervous,
killing it, so you're like, might as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. That way done. I saw everyone was happy. Okay, if I sing a word or two, it's a word or two wrong now, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't going to change anything.
Well,
so it was really, it was so fun because it was the first show with all of the members of the band.
Yeah.
You know, so now everyone is solid, and everyone, even the guys in the band, want to see if it's for real. You know, can we do this? And then we came off stage and was like, yeah, when we're going on tour, and we said we have no tour. Okay.
Yeah. Well, for me, that whole Sweden Rock thing was fun. I've done the Sabaton Open Air a couple times.
Yeah.
And I've done, I'm going to butcher it, but it's called Skogsriet.
Yeah, Skogsriet. Yeah, you're often in Sweden then.
Yeah. I try.
All right.
My grandfather was from Sweden. And he was from Gothenburg.
Okay, yeah.
And so he migrated over here when he was 5 years old. And so I've just grown in love with the country, and I'm friends with a lot of musicians over there. So I mean, you can see I got my Snowy Shaw.
Oh yeah, great.
And we have a mutual friend that helped me quite a bit is Marcus Jadal.
All right, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I love my Swedish friends. So I've got a lot of friends in different bands, and so I love to come over there. So for me to go to Sweden Rock was fun because it showcased a lot of the best of Sweden.
Have you been to Sweden Rock before?
No, I'd never, but that was my first time.
Oh no.
So I got to see you for the first time. I got to see the Gems. I got to see Avatarium for the first time. I'd never seen Avatarium. And
it's Marcus band. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw, who else did I see? I saw just a few other bands that I knew I would probably never see in the States. You know, or at least not anytime soon.
No, like DAMPF.
Yeah, so what I did was that it was kind of a weird thing for me because people were like saying, because like when Avatarium went on, Alice Cooper was playing.
Oh yeah.
And Alice Cooper is like one of my all-time heroes. But I've shot him before, and I knew he was coming back here, and I just shot him 2 weeks ago. And so I'm like, I'm skipping Alice. I'm going to Avatarium.
All right. Yeah, that was going to make Marcus very proud.
Yeah. So I mean,
does he know about it? That you
yes, he does. He does.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so that's a
But it was amazing to see you and the crowd reaction to you too. I mean, you guys just had an amazing crowd. I got some great photos of you guys, and it was so much fun.
yeah, thanks. No, we had really it took I think 2 or 3 songs before I realized that this is actually happening, and I was looking to Olivia and Björn and was like, this is happening. This is happening. This is fun. Yeah, it is fun. You know. And now it was, but as I said, a bit nervous before that because is everything going to work out as we hope? And it's so important with the sound. But I could hear. I had my manager on stage, and he went out, and I was waiting for him to come back, and then he came back with 2 thumbs. It sounds awesome out there. And I was like, yes,
nice.
good, because you can do whatever on stage, but you can't do much about the out sound. It's so important that it's what people expect when they heard a record, and they all these shows, you come to somewhere and it doesn't sound like the record at all, and like what. So that was so fun. Thank you for being there.
Was that your first show with promoting this new album?
No, we did warm up last summer for Hammerfall in Stockholm, in Circus in Stockholm.
Okay.
That was the first time that we tried. We just finished doing the No Angels Alive, the song.
Okay.
And that's also when we decided that it should be like a leading star for the next album. We tried to sound like that and have that as some kind of, where to go with the sound and everything.
Yeah.
And then we just focused on making as good record as we can for the winter time. And the year before that, we had 5 or 6 shows in Finland, and did Gasklockorna in Sweden. I don't think they're still there. And that was also, we had Entombed at the same time.
Wow, nice.
And it's a festival with 10,000 people, 8,000 people. You can see it's like in the beginning it was like empty, and then they seen Entombed before. I love Entombed, good friends, but then people want to see what the hell is this guy up to. So it was a nice thing. But this is the first show with all the new members, the solid members, yes, that we did in Sweden Rock.
So because you are already an established artist, your pop side of you, do you find that you get people that transition over, or you know what I mean? Does like people wonder about the E-Type? What is this guy? What is he doing? And I want to check it out.
I think so, and I can see so on Sweden Rock. I think because in that little tent, it's built for 3,000 people, and I think they pressed in 5, and there was 3,000 outside, and it was like, this is not because of the music, because they haven't heard the music. They want to see what the hell I was up to, probably. Not everyone, because the first row, I can see that they know the lyrics, even the for DAMPF,
Yeah.
So I can see they were singing along, and that made me very comfortable. Otherwise it would be this freak show, just to here I am. Okay, what is he doing? But now I think usually I think the guys that's been following me, my pop side or my music world, they know that I'm playing drums with Maninja Blade. It was one of the fastest thrash metal bands we have in Sweden 20 years ago, 25. So they know about my roots. My roots are in the rock, like many artists, even the musicians. Even my producer at the time, Max Martin, same, it's a hard rock singer in the band. And so we all came, and Johan Schuster, you heard Shellback, he's a speed metal drummer as well, and guitarist. So it's not, in Sweden, people know that this is, but it might be weirder for some other countries, Norway and Denmark and Finland. They don't know about this metal side. So they think, what the hell what is he doing? But I think Sweden, it's like, all right, he need to do this. This is something he need to do. I've been waiting for this project for 15 years. So
Nice.
I'm very happy that we're finally there. Album 2 out. Yes.
Yeah. So one other question on that kind of side of it is, Sweden. I don't know what Sweden's pop culture or pop music scene is like, but I know what Sweden's metal scene is like. Do you feel like it's harder or easier to make it as a heavy metal musician in Sweden versus a pop?
I'm not sure actually, because I've done this for so long, but I can see that when I started, many years ago, it was you made an album, and if the songs were played on the radio, you had a hit, and then you can go on a tour, and then you earn some money, and then you can go in the studio, and you just make the world, it worked. But how the kids do today, when the streaming stuff, you get, $5 or something for a month streaming, because I'm not sure how it's done actually. But I understand more the metal scene, because they all the bands are playing. There's a huge and wonderful live community, I think, in Sweden and the Nordic countries.
I agree.
It's they have these smaller and bigger festivals, and everyone is playing, and I'm not sure, but I think they need. I mean, Sabaton and Hammerfall and Ghost and all these guys, they're living a good life. But they've been doing this for 25 years as well.
Yeah,
we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
so
I mean, it really, Sweden is to me like a hotbed for heavy metal. So.
Yeah, and it's weird when you deep down, when you dive into it a little bit deeper. Then you got the West Coast and the East Coast. That's also a weird thing, like the rap scene in the US. Like not even friendly sometimes. They have their sound and so forth. But it's I like it very much. I saw the Sabaton last year, and that's when I asked 2 years ago, and when I asked Tommy to join us on the first album, so he's been part of some of the songs there.
Yeah.
And now he's going full attack, I think, with his own Majestica and the other style. But I'm a big fan of Sabaton, as well as Hammerfall. These are old heroes, and what Tobias has done the last years in the US with Ghost, that's incredible.
It is.
And
it is.
They're all good friends, and he's a huge, inspiring source for us. Really, that's the dream thing, to go warm up for that guy. But
I just saw just recently. I just was introduced. Well, in the last 2 years, a band called Orbit Culture from Sweden.
All right, Orbit Culture. I haven't heard that.
And they're kind of a melodic death metal, and wow, they were really good live band.
Okay, Orbit Culture. I'm gonna look it up.
They're younger guys, been around about 10 years, maybe, if that, but they were really good. So.
All right. Have you heard Dark Tranquility?
I have. In fact, they're going to be here in Salt Lake in next month.
Oh, they just released a new album as well.
Yes. Very good.
Really good. The best I've heard in a long time. I really like them. Yeah.
So your first album, I remember, called The Arrival, and
yes,
it came out in 2022. Nice.
Yeah, I happen to be stuck here in the record.
It was a darker album, but it seemed to have incorporated a lot of guest musicians on it.
Yes, it started as a project, and the guys who were I invited for the record, I asked them to be part of the band, and some couldn't. Tommy, I knew he had so many bands, so I didn't ask him. But my producer I asked, that's keyboard, and he's still in the band.
Yeah.
And and I think last year, before the Hammerfall show, I asked everyone if they want to be part of this for real, and everyone said yes. And we had so much fun. It's such an easy guy. Everyone has been touring. Pontus has been touring with the bass player, and everyone has been touring for so many years. So everyone knows what we're talking about. So it's
that album to me wasn't really, to me, this album is your real first album. You know what I mean? Because it's like your band. It's your guys' band now. That one was more guests. It was the project, but this one seems to be more energetic and more focused, I should say.
Nice. I think so too, actually. I think that in the beginning, we didn't know for the first song what leg to stand on. Should we be more industrial, or should we more symphonic, or should we do what to do now? And I kept writing songs, and we tried this and that. I think for this album, we knew what DAMPF was. The only thing we had to do is try to make it better and more, that all songs sounded like they came from the same band and the same album.
Great.
And so it was really fun. And no, it wasn't any nervous. I wasn't nervous as I was the first time. I didn't know what. So now it's fun, and then it's also nice to. We can't, in the beginning, in the first album, we could add anything because we weren't a band yet. We could have everything because we kind of damn trombone or whatever, and now we are a band. So now we have to play with the things we have, with the tools we have. And we are 8 tools in this toolbox. And you have to work with these 8, and that's a band. I love that.
And see, that's why I consider this your first album, is because that was it's really it's the band now. It's not just guests coming with you, it's the band. So that's probably right. So this is the album 1. We say that we keep to that, because in the first album we had a lot of extra girls and guys coming in for choiring and everything, and now we said, now we are a band, now we need to sort everything out. If we're going to have a choir, then we're going to sing ourselves, because this is going on tour. Otherwise, we have to have this huge computer with stuff that is not us playing, which like 75% of the bands have. Yes.
But it's weird when you hear a lot of keyboards and you don't see a person on stage playing keyboard. I have got a hard time for facing that, actually.
Yeah. So one of my favorite songs on the album is Heart of Darkness. I love that song. I don't know why that song just resonates with me, and it just, like, the beat and the darkness of it, and it just, everything about it, I just love that song.
Yeah, it came out spookier than we thought in the beginning,
Yeah. And Might As Well Have Died is too another one of my favorites too. I love that song on that album. Do you
those two are like brothers or sisters or whatever.
Yeah.
They are the same. They should be one. We talked about that when we released 2 singles that we should have. And then on the other side, we said, but they are too similar. We should have something. The weirdest song. What's that? Oh, War with the World. That's the weirdest song. I would put that as another side.
So that brings me to another thing. When you released that video, I noticed the video. I was like, I think I've been to that place.
Yeah, hopefully you have.
and that's your pirate theme restaurant, isn't it?
It is, and the pirates moved out 6 months ago, so now it's called Mammoth Bar, and it's a heavy metal bar.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to do the first Swedish heavy metal bar, not the rock bar, because everyone is having a rock bar and they play the same, songs and everything. But we're trying to make it much heavier. So it's fun. People are sitting eating, and listening to this, whatever band, And
so that brings me into another really cool fact about you, that not only you a pop legend, a metal star, but you are a restaurant owner as well, which is I've been to the other restaurant you have too. What is the Viking one?
The Viking restaurant, Eifur.
Yes,
it's called. Yeah. Celebrating. I had it for 12 years now.
Yeah.
The other day. Yeah. No, I love building. I'm not very much to upholding all my projects, but I like to start them, to build them and start them and think about everything, and what to eat, what to drink, what music. On Eifur we have live artists every evening. I'm very proud of that. But then the pirate bar didn't go. We had it for 3 years, and it paid its own bills, but there was nothing. We couldn't do anything else. There was no money to do anything else. And then I said maybe we should sell it. And then my accountant, she said that you've been annoying me with this rock bar talk for 15 years. Do that.
Yeah.
Said, okay. Then we keep the place and we try to make. So we had a release party in that place as well.
Nice.
Yeah, and Hammerfall had a release party on that bar 3 weeks ago.
Did they really?
Yeah. So I'm very happy, And I know. Do you know Vatain?
Oh yeah.
I think that must be the hardest band we have in Sweden, almost.
Well, Yeah, I've seen them live, and did they do something at that bar too?
We have this like guest disc jockeys every weekend, and Eric from Batain, the singer in Batain, were just a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted to celebrate his birthday there. Maybe it's a secret, but I'm a bit, I'm a bit proud of that,
So did he bring his own beef heads and stuff and put them on sticks like they do at their shows?
I think he made it a smaller thing,
Okay, good.
Yeah, it didn't smell like that, at least.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's the weird.
There's not a good there's not a lot of ventilation in those places, so I can only imagine.
No, a couple of dead animals' head after some hours, and the flies and everything.
Yeah.
No, so I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you like the Heart of Darkness, because it's one of my. That song and Ghost, I think, is my two favorites for this week.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just certain songs I like that, you hear them, and the first time you hear them, you go, I think I like that. And then even if you're listening to the whole album, I go back and I say, I'm not going to listen to the rest of the album. I want to listen to that song again. So I go back and I listen to that song, and I go back and I listen to that song. And I did that like 3 or 4 times with that song.
Oh, wonderful! I'm very happy. I think that's something you can only do when you listen to a full album. And usually today, I think many artists, they release a song now and then, but there's not a complete album. And because that's what I did when I buy an album, then I go through the album, and as you say, you go back to track 3 or 5. I want to hear that again.
Yeah, and in our time, we went to side A, song 3, or side B, song 5.
Exactly.
That's a lost art in itself right there.
Yeah.
It's so funny because having grown up in an album era, I would always get an album, and I couldn't listen to it instantly because you couldn't listen to it in the car. So I had to take the album, I would read the liner notes, I would take it out, I'd look at everything, I'd get it home, and there was so much anticipation to just get it on the turntable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got it on the turntable, and you were just like, yes, all this is coming together now, and
close the door and this don't disturb note on the other side.
Exactly.
And this weird thing is that I remember listening to For Those About to Rock, AC/DC, for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. And I remember so many albums that I remember when I did, as some of these, horrifying events that it's happening in the world. You just remember where you were that day that happened,
Yes.
And I have the same with some of the albums, like Kansas. I was a big Kansas fan, but Point of No Return, that album, I still love it. And I remember exactly, I just bought new drums, and I was playing with a friend in his garage, and we were listening to this record. So I just remember it like yesterday. Weird.
Yeah. And see, for me, like, I'm the kind of guy that I can remember where I bought that album. I can remember, like, I can say to my daughter, because I passed on a lot of my albums to my daughter. I'll say, like, for instance, Van Halen 5150, I'll say, I remember going and buying that album, riding the bus to the record store to get it, coming home, listening to it, and I told her exactly where this came from. I can tell you exactly where I got it from, and I'm all my stuff's that way.
5150, is that the first album without David Lee Roth?
Yes. Yeah.
With Sam Cougar, no, something?
Sammy Hagar.
No? Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
Sam Cougar. Sorry, Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With the
Why Can't This Be Love? Yep. Great song. But even when I heard Ozzy Osbourne, The Ultimate Sin, I remember buying that album and just looking at the album cover, going, "Wow, that is a badass album cover," And,
yeah, exactly. Is that when he's standing with his lake and the house behind him, the scary with the tree?
No, that's the one. It's the one. It's kind of a cartoon generated where he's like the head of a monster, and that lady with the black and white stripes pants on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just remember the other one when he's standing with this lake behind him, and this is scary house, and
Yeah.
I don't know. That was some, record. I put it a little bit in the back because I couldn't have it in the front.
What about, so growing up in Sweden, did you have any, what were your metal influences growing up in Sweden?
I was playing drums in different bands, and somehow Motorhead became a huge band for me. Especially the live album, the No Sleep Till Hammersmith.
Yeah.
And so we saw every concert, and that's weird because then suddenly a friend of mine started to play drums with them, Mickey D, which took us to even more concerts. And, and Saxon, Biff Byford and Saxon has always been really close for me. The 747, Stranger in the Night, and all this.
Yeah.
And for me, that is something. If someone asks me what I'm doing, what DAMPF is for nothing, I'm trying to say that we're trying to be a symphonic pop heavy metal band, because we're not trying to be harder than we are. And what do you mean pop metal? Yeah, and then I used to say, man, listen, 747 Saxon. It's rock and it's pop.
Yeah.
And it's metal somehow,
Yeah.
But and then of course Judas Priest also. The Unleashed in the East this live album. I think that's still with me when I'm flying a long flight or something. Just put in the airport, just listen to it. And then also it must be listened to from start to beginning. You can't start in the middle with a song, or you start here and it ends there.
I agree. Funny thing is, when I was there in 2022, I saw Saxon at Gurnelund.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they played there. I was such a fun show.
He's so friendly. Another friend of mine is very close to him, so I used to visit him in England and everything. So when I'm having a birthday, I get these small videos from Biff Byford. Hello, Martin. Congratulations.
Nice.
And we never met, but he do this because he's such a good friend with my friend, But but I have these, and I just cherish them. Like, I had a wedding last year, and then he came up with them, and then we put his congratulation video up on the big screen.
Oh, cool.
200 people. It's like, who's that?
That's really cool.
That is one of the gods.
Yes.
That was fun. It's fun. Yeah. Rock and roll is fun. But I think the first influence I had was Sweet. That was the biggest.
Sweet, yeah.
But that's because I'm a little bit older. I probably. But it's still, the output, the songs, the things they do, the weird covers, with these monster bikes and everything, and the weird clothes, the shoes, and it was like, for a small kid, it's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
It formed. I always wanted to have the same hair as Brian O'Connelly, the singer.
Nice.
Tried. I don't know how they did it, but it went in like this. So one of the covers I've done in my pop thing, I try to look exactly like him.
So what's next on the docket for you guys?
I'm actually already started to write some songs for the third album, but it's next spring we're gonna. So it's no rush. But I just love to. If I have some hours over, then I sit here and I just write some stuff. And I also doing a script put together for the next video, the next single. We're gonna at least take one more single, even though it's already released. But I just love these videos. I think they're quite important for our thing, to present us. And because there's so many bands, they release hundreds of records, I think, every day. And it's one way of showing that we are out there. We actually exist, and we are a band, and we can play and everything. Yeah. Because some people still think it's just a project, that I'm sitting by myself and doing this, and we don't. But that's, we are a band. And then next week we're going to have a meeting. We have a new agent. Very proud of. Maybe you probably met him, David Maloney. Mm-mm. He's agent for just Sabaton and Hammerfall as well.
Oh, okay.
So we, talk to him and see what we can do, because we need to come out there. We need to come out on a tour, like, even though it's just a shorter, concert, like a warm up for some other group. We just need to go out there. We felt that after Sweden Rock, we rehearsed for 2 weeks, and then it was over. It was like a vacuum feeling in the body, like,
Yeah.
we're here, we rehearsed, we can
Yeah.
do this. Put us
Yeah.
on a plane, but it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and got some nice reviews. I'm reading these a couple of hundred times. Usually, I say that I don't care about criticism. I don't read anything. But when you get good numbers, then it's
Yeah.
So I will see what this album can, where it can bring us. We hope to see the world with this.
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I hope someday you make it over to the States. That would be awesome.
Yeah, thanks. That's I would really like to do that. I think we should, but we need to. Yeah, I think the best way, because our own show, it would take a few more years, I think. But to go for 20 shows, like a warm up for some bigger acts, that could be doable, and that's what we hope to talk about David about, to see what we can do.
Yeah, because Hammerfall just released an album, and I'm sure they're going to tour on that. So
yeah, and we're that would be awesome.
That would be fun.
Yeah, but for the moment, I'm just very happy, because the album turned out the way I wanted, and I think we all are very happy with it, both the songs and everything, and it's really DAMPF 2.0, and you like it. If you don't, you won't like the third either. So
yeah. And I for me, it's like, I really like it because it's not what's everything that's out there. You know what I mean? It's not that, which I like. You know what I mean? It's not the same cookie cutter, this and that, and it's not that, which is what I love. I love that it's original ideas, it's original concepts. It's based off of some other things. I hear a lot of industrial, like probably bands you don't even know, like maybe Ministry and some of those guys. And
yeah,
I just, I hear some of that in there, and I just go, I like this because it's not the same cookie cutter stuff that's there.
No. Oh, thank you. And I love to hear that, because as I said about the first album, that we try to be a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit Rammstein, or a little bit, and then was like, no, we should just do what we do. Let the project, we just let it be what it comes up, and we cherish and love that, whatever it becomes, and as long as we just stay true to the melodies and to the instrumentation and everything of the sound, the lyrics, the stories about the songs, and we just do what we love to do. And I have, I can't, Jonah T, the producer, it's such an important person in this, because he's, we have the same, I think, aspect. We have the same view. Why I send songs, almost at twice a week, nighttime. I just send over some, MP3 song, and I'm waiting like a child in the morning to see what. I love that one. Okay, that was a weird song, but the first one I love. We should do that one. I was like, okay. Then I would start the day by working with that song.
Yeah.
I just let him, choose, and it's really fun. It's a fun project.
Nice. I enjoy it. So I appreciate your time, and it's amazing. It's fun to get to finally talk to you.
Yeah, hope to see you, face to face one day.
Yes. I think we will. So
yeah, you come Sweden Rock next year?
I haven't decided for sure. I would love to come to a festival again over there, whether it's Sabaton Open Air, or I don't even know if they're going to do it another Sabaton Open Air, but I would love to come to Sweden Rock again. That was fun.
Yeah. It was so weird. We played 8 o'clock to 9, and then I had to go on a tour bus to go on another tour with the other project. And and then I went into the bus and I closed the bus door, and I was like, you know, a kid with my nose against the glass, you know, like, no, I don't want to leave this place. And exactly that moment, there was a ramp. Is it called ramp up when you walk up to the stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I saw this gray beard, you know, walking up. I was like, that's Rob Halford. And then you saw the Judas Priest logo and everything.
Yeah,
9 o'clock, the
yeah.
stage on the other side. I was like, I've never seen that, and it's one of my biggest idols. You know, the band and everything.
Yeah.
That was I was like feeling like a dog in the rain in this tour bus afterwards.
That's
that was
cool.
Fun. All right. Thank you so much for having
Yes.
me on. Hope to see you one day.
Yes, you will. I'm sure we will. So
thank you. Thank you so much.
Take care. Everybody go pick up the new album. And
Yes.
what's your socials, by the way? Your social media stuff that everybody can. Oh, nice. I love it.
Yeah, it's got the, you see this one? It's got the evil eye, you know.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So
Some
everybody
commercial.
go pick up the new album and buy merch. Buy merch. I mean, that's how a lot of guys, you guys just, I love that. So
yeah,
I love your shirt too, by the way. So
yeah, thanks. We tried to do it. And it's actually, I have to show you this one. It's the tour t-shirt for this year.
Nice,
so
nice.
So it just, you know, it's yeah, Sweden, just say Sweden Rock.
Yeah.
25 times. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So
World tour. Dump world tour. Quick.
Yes.
All right.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time, and we will chat again soon.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.